It was Pecco perfection at the Austrian GP as the reigning world champion took pole, Tissot Sprint and Grand Prix honours with a dominant performance. Brad Binder and Marco Bezzecchi joined him on the podium on Sunday in a Spielberg Scorcher. While the front three put in excellent rides, there were plenty of other battles across the park, and these are some of the ones you may have missed. Jorge Martin launched from 12th on the grid and managed to get up to P7 after the opening laps, but he did have to serve a long lap penalty for an infringement caused during the Tissot Sprint. After going through the long lap penalty loop, he went back to P13, slotting in behind Miguel Oliveira. By the end of the 5th lap, he had moved past the Portuguese rider, but Fabio Quartararo was next up for the Martinator and he overtook the 2021 world champion on lap 9 at turn 3. Lap 12 saw him get by teammate Johann Zarco on the run down into the chicane, and having already dispatched of Jack Miller on the same lap, he eyed up factory Ducati counterpart Enea Bastianini. The Pramac rider wasn't quite done yet, taking on Aleix Espargaro to move into 7th on lap 14, and that's where he would go on to finish the race. The midfield during the Austrian GP was chock full of brilliant battles, and 2021 world champion Fabio Quartararo was very much a part of it. The Yamaha star launched from 9th on the grid, but after a decent opening lap, he was forced wide by Aleix Espargaro, which saw him drop to P12. The French rider was then mired in mid-pack for the opening half of the race before he finally began to move through the field, starting with Zarco on lap 14. He then went up the inside of Jack Miller on lap 16 before bettering Bastianini shortly after, and the final lap saw him exact some minor revenge on Espargaro as he beat the Aprilia rider to P8. On the other side of the Yamaha box, Franco Morbidelli kept up his proud record of collecting points in every Sunday race so far in 2023. The Italian fought with Pol Espargaro for much of the opening exchanges before getting through on the Gas Tech 3 rider on lap 8. Morbidelli later stuck a move on Johann Zarco on his way to an 11th race finish. Marc Marquez also played a big role in the entertaining battles further down the pecking order. The 8-time world champion started 17th on the grid and steadily progressed through the field to score his first Sunday points of the current campaign. Having already passed Honda teammates Taka Nakagami and Joan Mir, the number 93 got the better of Pol Espargaro on lap 10. He then took advantage of a couple of fading riders, first of which was Johann Zarco at the opening corner of lap 18, and then Jack Miller 4 laps later. All of that meant that Marquez came home in 12th position, taking the checkered flag on a Sunday for the first time in 301 days. While there was plenty of joy for KTM at their home GP with Brad Binder securing a podium, there was some disappointment on the other side of the factory team box. After a promising start that saw him run among the top 3, Jack Miller slid out of contention at the Red Bull Ring. About halfway through the race, the Aussie was struggling to maintain pace to run with the top of the field and slipped behind Aleix Espargaro at the beginning of lap 12. After a determined battle with Bastianini, he eventually fell behind the Italian on the same lap, while Jorge Martin also struck at turn 7. Unfortunately for Miller, his problems deepened as both Yamahas went past him, and then having dropped behind Marquez, he lost 3 more places on the last lap as Zarco was the first to push by him at turn 3, followed by the Gas Tech 3 duo of Pol Espargaro and Augusto Fernandez, relegating him to the final point scoring position. There were certainly plenty of on-track battles to keep fans entertained during the Austrian GP, and undoubtedly there will be more to come as the paddock gears up for the Catalan GP. Barcelona awaits on September 1st. Make sure you join us then.